Okay, awesome. Welcome. Good morning, everyone. This is the Go ED Strong Boot Camp number 4. My name is Mary Blatchley. I am currently an executive director, and my husband Brian and I started coaching it was a year ago, September the 11th, and we have been loving this experience. We've helped over 100 people this past year, and currently we have, I think, 9 coaches. We have 3 that are going really strong and moving forward, and so we are really enjoying this experience, and we're so grateful to be able to share and to be a part of these trainings. So thank you, guys. And we also have the
Mary, do you want to mute? Do you know how to mute everybody just in case I didn't do it?
Yep, I will.
Just in case.
All right. Okay. Oh, Lisa, sorry. Lisa, I muted you.
Okay, I unmuted myself. I got it. And good morning, everybody. My name is Lisa Perez, and I'm an executive director as well with Optavia. I actually started coaching in September last year as well. I started coaching because I had a weight loss story and I had some friends who wanted to join programs. So I started a program to help 1 or 2 people. And in January, that changed for me, and I went executive director, and I have been having a lot of fun there ever since. I work full time. I'm a single parent, and I love coaching. It's been the biggest blessing for me that has happened in a really long time, and it's afforded me so many opportunities for growth, not just financially, but also personally and intellectually. And I just feel like coaching has really brought so much to me and helped me grow to be a better person and better even at all aspects of my life. So I really, really love this program. I love the trilogy, and I'm just having fun. So as Mary mentioned, this is the last boot camp of the month, and its focus is on client support. So what we're going to be focusing on today is putting the pieces together. So this past month, you've been on boot camps that have really gone over a lot of the basic principles of how we acquire clients, how we plant coaching seeds and acquire coaches, how we're creating our lists, getting the word out, making blocks in our schedule for follow-up, what follow-up might look like, how we're living out loud and authentically, starting conversations both on Facebook, but also in the real world, just everywhere you go, starting conversations with people, how we're talking to our clients and how we're coaching our clients and supporting our clients. So today, we're going to really be focusing on how we put these pieces together. Now that we have all of these clients, now that we have some coaches, what we are going to do to keep ourselves organized so that we can track all of these people, but also so that we can help support them as our coaches are acquiring clients and how they're going to help track those people. So the next slide is the client and health coach tracking system. So at this point, every one of us should have at least one binder. I actually am working off of 2 binders right now because I just got this super fun new Optavia binder, which actually is really, really nice. But when I started, I had to get my own binder together. So you can do it either way. You can order it from the company or you can put together your own binder, but you're going to want to make sure to have that binder and live off of that binder. So all the documents that you're going to want to put in that binder are located on Optavia Coach Answers under the document library. I was just on there this morning. It's one of the first links. It's really easy to download and just print. You can also find everything on Simple Systems. If you don't purchase the Optavia binder off of the website or off of your ordering site, you can use any 3-ring binder. It's the #1 tool we use for client and health coach support. And as an executive director, you may be supporting upwards of 20 to 40 clients. So it's a great way to really keep everything organized and keep track of everybody. When you had 1 or 2 clients, it may have been really easy to remember everything off the top of your head. But once you start getting into 20, 30, 40, 50 clients, it's really impossible to remember all of their starting weights, all of their starting programs maybe. And you'll see as we go through this boot camp today that there's a lot that we're going to track on these pages and in these tools. Also, this tracking system allows you to really move clients from a new client to an active client to a client who's now a coach, and then from senior coach to executive director. And then also tracking your clients that are in maintenance, because even if they're in maintenance and you're not following up with them every single day, you're still going to be checking in with them every so often, and still evolving that relationship that you've started with them. So setting up the system, what do you need? You need your binder. If you didn't purchase off of your ordering site, you need colored cardstock or those fun little tabs that we used in high school and college to divide our different subjects. You need a 3-hole punch, blank tabs if so desired. I also, when I first did my binder, and I really love the new binder system because it comes with this, but I have folders in my binder that have pockets so that I can I'm always I have a notepad with me everywhere, because you never know when you're going to run into somebody and you need a place to jot down an email. And I know I should be using my phone, but I'm old fashioned and I still take notes. So I put all of those little notes just in the little tabs in my folders in my binders. So it's a great place to collect everything that I've been gathering throughout the week, throughout the day, throughout the month. So the instructions, it's pretty easy to put together this binder. All you do is you hit print once, everything comes out, and it prints out section covers. It's going to print out everything you need to organize the binder. And you literally just hole punch it and put it in your binder and get started. So you're going to want to, that's why you're going to want to have your 3-hole punch. And what's going to come with that, the instructions that you're printing. It's going to be your map. It's going to be the instructions of how to put together the binder. It's going to include a contact list. It's going to include blank trackers. And you're going to see that each section hold on, let me pull out mine. Sorry, Mary, I'm a little off track on the wrong thing. Okay. So the first section, it's on the next slide. Sorry. Can you go to the next slide? And I think that's yours, Mary. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Okay. Let's talk a little bit about what those tracking forms are. Okay. So again, you want to print off as many copies as you need. I keep about 10 copies in each of my sections, so I have them easily and can grab and go. It might even be helpful to put a little Post-it note on maybe your third one that says make new copies, so you don't get to that place where you're stuck with 0 and you're about ready to have an Explore call and you're not prepared. So the tracking forms in your folders will look like this. So you're going to have your blank well-being evaluation. And I'm going to show you real quick on the next slide what that's going to look like. All right. So here's your well-being evaluation right here. Second one. Okay. You're also going to have the first one, which is your health assessment form. You're going to complete this during those Explore calls on all of your clients as you're sharing the trilogy with them. You're going to have your map, your monthly action plan, and you're also going to have a contact list. And we'll go into each of these individually here in a moment. Okay. Go back to 6 and make sure I covered all of those. Okay. All right. And then we'll move forward. All right. All right. So let's review real quick the contact list. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this because I know that this has been reviewed in previous boot camps, but this is going to be the very first thing that you're going to have at the front of your binder. This is your 100+ names. It's a dynamic form. It's constantly growing. You're always going to have the next top 10 candidates identified. Again, go back to set that goal to get the word out to 5 contacts daily. Remember to work your list, and the list will work for you. All right. All right. All right. So as you're making connections, you're sharing Optavia, you're sharing the trilogy with contacts, there are 3 outcomes that can come from that. The first one might be they will become a referral source and connect you to those in their lives that are looking for better health. At that time, you're going to follow the Get the Word Out systems. And if you're not familiar with that system, or you feel like you need more practice, I recommend reaching out to your mentor and asking them for guidance, and you two can work through that, become more confident with that. The second outcome is that they'll say yes and become a client or a health coach at the same time, either or. And then at that time, you'll fill out the health assessment form and move that to section 2 of your binder. That's going to be the section for new clients. They'll say maybe, the third outcome, maybe they'll say maybe for themselves and will be a referral source. Again, they will then remain a candidate, and they'll go into the candidate follow-up section and also onto your connections list at that point. All right. And we're going to go into the follow-up, what that looks like here in just a moment. Okay. Lisa's going to break down the 6 sections that you're going to have in your binder.
Okay, so we've talked about when you go to Coach Connections and you just print out everything. So what comes with that? The first section is going to be candidate follow-up. This is where you're going to keep all of your assessments that or people who are not ready maybe yet to start program. So you're going to keep all of those clients in that section, and that's how you're going to track when you follow up with them. In section 2, it's going to be your new clients. So that's going to be a client that's been on program for 1 to 2 weeks while you're coaching them into a really strong fat burn. You're making sure that you've had a celebration call with them. You're going to keep those clients in that sections, and you're going to stay close to them during those first weeks, or those first couple of weeks while they're getting acclimated to program. After the first 2 weeks, you're going to move those clients to section 3, which is going to be active clients. And you're going to keep clients in that section as long as they're actively on program. So you're going to be able to go to that section every week for whenever you're following up with your active clients and take good notes, maybe about their progress that week, any non-scale victories that they've had. This is where you're going to go to track all of that information. Section 4 is where you're going to put new health coaches. And those are coaches that have 0 to 5 clients. And you're going to keep those people in that section while they're on their journey to senior coach. And you're actually going to have a coach form for them now. So they might still have a client assessment, but now they'll also have a coach assessment in this new section. Section 5 is where you're going to move your coaches when they hit senior coach, and you're going to keep them there until they hit executive director, and hopefully via the blended path so that they have coaches underneath them as well. And then section 6 is where you're going to keep your inactive clients. And I keep clients in this section that are in maintenance, and I also keep clients in this section that have maybe dropped off program. And I still follow up with these clients usually every 4 to 6 weeks. I think we're supposed to follow up every month. And I just really check in with them, especially clients that are in maintenance, I've developed a relationship with them. So it's a great way to keep in touch with them, make sure that they're still not struggling to stay in maintenance. And if they are, going over some action plans to help them get back to that. But also the clients that have fallen off, I want to keep in touch with them, because if they've fallen off, it just means that they weren't ready. And I want to make sure that they know that I'm still there to support them when they are ready. Okay, so the next section is regarding clients and new clients. So as we've mentioned before, in all of our different boot camps, you're going to want to fill out a health assessment for every single client, every single person you talk to. You're going to want to fill one of these out. This is where you're going to record everything that you've discussed and everything, so that you don't have to remember it. You've written it down. And that way you'll have an accurate memory of your conversations. You'll want to attach that to the well-being evaluation if the client completed it. And I really like to have clients complete that well-being evaluation. I like to have them do it at the very beginning, and then also maybe midway in their program and at the very end. It's really awesome to see how much they've changed, and it's a great tool to really celebrate them. Once they are a new client, you're going to keep them in section 2. And then during your weekly check-ins, you're going to refer to that health assessment. And that's how you're going to record their progress. So, and I don't just record their weight progress, but I really record everything, like maybe different clothing sizes, different things that they've been able to do that they weren't able to do before, anything that I want to celebrate. This assessment helps me remember everything that we've talked about. And during a whole entire program for a client, you're really getting to know them. And sometimes I will remember things, but sometimes I can get clients confused, especially if you're talking to a lot of different people. So this health assessment has been vital for me to really remember and truly build relationships and with all of our clients. Once the client's on program for 2 weeks, you're going to move them to section 3 in your folder, which is active client. And then once they become a health coach, because health coaching can benefit all of our clients, you're going to start a new coach checklist, and you're going to add them to section 4. So again, they're still going to have their client assessment that you keep in your active clients if they are an active client. But now they'll also have a new health coach checklist, and they're going to be in 2 different parts of your binder. So health coaches, how we track them. So there's go ahead.
Sorry to interrupt. I did want to go back just to the new client. I wanted to reference you all that Jamil did post this week the new health assessment forms that just came out, and there was a video that was attached with it that Beth Tinter did. It's excellent. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it, because these forms now are so much more user-friendly for coaches. And it also includes, it has a guide. It's how you can share our optimal health program. So again, it's a great way to keep your, to really become a lot more organized and confident and really follow the system while you're performing the health assessment. So I just wanted to reference you. If you're not familiar with that, I know that it's posted in 0 to 5. So be sure and check that out and get copies of those if you don't have them. Sorry, thank you.
No, that's okay. I'm so happy you brought that up, because that's a great video. And there's a couple questions on where you find the coach checklist. We found it in Simple Systems. It still says Take Shape for Life on it, but it is in Simple Systems.
Yeah, that's a really good, another really great tool to have, because just as you're tracking your clients, we want to stay really focused as well on our coaches, and not get lost, so again, it's just another way to keep track of their progress. I've got it right here. It's a coach tracker form. Okay.
And it's also a place, just like with your clients, where you can record their goals, right? And where they want to get to, and maybe different successes they've had as a coach. And I mean, I know that with everybody, we want to make sure that we really stay hip to hip with them so that we're helping them get to where they want to get. And these trackers are a really great place to record all of the notes that we've taken during our conversations.
Let me go back one. I apologize.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay, there we go.
So health coaches in our binder. So there's a couple different things, or a couple different ways a health coach can join us right under our team. So they might join us as a new health coach and a client at the same time, or they might be a client who then becomes a health coach. So if they're a client and a coach that start at the exact same time, you're going to do two different assessments for them. You're going to have a health assessment for them in section 2 as a new client. And then you're also going to complete the new coach checklist for them and have them in section 4. So again, I think the slides are reiterating that they're still our clients. So even our coaches who are in active program, we don't forget about them as a client and helping support them on their journey, on their health journey or weight loss journey. So then I think more frequently we have where a client becomes a health coach. So we'll again complete that new coach checklist that you can find in Simple Systems, and we're going to add it to section 4. And we're going to keep them there until they reach senior coach. And then once they reach senior coach, we're going to move them to section 5, and we're going to keep them there until they reach executive director. And again, we're just going to be recording all of our check-ins with them, all of making sure that their systems are in check, making sure that we're being able to duplicate all of the steps and systems that we're following with them, and making sure that we're transferring all of our skills to them. Thanks, Melody. There's a link in the comment section.
Oh, here.
With how to find the coach checklist, I believe.
Thank you.
That's awesome. Because we did struggle a little bit last night finding it, because I printed it off last November, so it's just been in my binder, but we were making sure we knew where to find everything in case people had questions. Oh, perfect. It's the new one, the Optavia one. Okay,
oh,
great.
Even better. That's great.
Thank you, Melody.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. So now let's talk about that candidate who needs more follow-up. Okay, so you've had your connections call, and they've said maybe. They've said, or maybe it's a not now. So where do we put them? So, after that conversation, again, you're going to add them to your connections group and your campaign for follow-up. You're sending out those connections emails every 2 weeks. Follow up on the day and time that you've promised. And then, of course, there's the off the hook if and when necessary. Just to short on the off the hook, that's something that when you're reaching out and you've agreed on the day that you're going to time to call and they aren't answering, they're not responding, you're going to try 3 times. And on that 3rd time, if they still haven't answered, you're going to let them know that, they're your friend first. You're not going to continue to reach out, but to let them know that you're there for them if and when they change their mind. And then you're going to add that health assessment form that you completed with that candidate to section 1 for candidate follow-up. A lot of people like to do follow-up Fridays, and we'll go into that next. And then stay connected with that person weekly, bi-weekly, monthly. And when they are ready, you'll add them to the appropriate section, which will be active client.
Okay. And I'm going to talk a little bit about follow-up. I know we talk about this a lot, how we follow up. So there's a lot of different ways to follow up. Mary mentioned follow-up Fridays. So picking a day where you are focused on follow-ups, whatever that day may be, and sticking to it. And like so many different things, like connecting with 5 people every day, starting new conversations with 5 people a day. Doing these steps over and over again and keeping it the same is what leads us to having a lot of success. You can follow up with people by sending them healthy recipes. You can text them, email, tag them on a Facebook post. You can invite different candidates to any local trainings that we're having. If you know that they're trying to maybe build muscle or get healthier with working out, you can send them workout tips, you can send them videos, you can private message them different links to articles or videos that you've seen. You can actually just text somebody and say, I was just thinking about you. I do that a lot because sometimes I really do think about people. People are often on my heart, and I just want them to know that I was thinking about them. And that's a good way to start conversations with people, but it's also just a great way to follow up without, with leaving the conversation open and allowing them to ask you questions. If I've been kind of connecting with somebody often over several months, every now and then I might ask them, have they gotten any closer to their health goals? Because a lot of times if people aren't ready to join our program, it doesn't mean that they don't still have health goals. It just may mean that maybe they're trying something on their own first, or maybe they just aren't ready yet. And so I keep asking them about that and letting them know that I'm still here to support them if they need any support or any help. I do this a lot too. Everybody has a birthday, right? Everybody we know has a birthday. So I really make it a point to tell everybody happy birthday, but privately, like either in a message or with a phone call or with a text message. I have found that this is really helpful with family members. I have a lot of family that's across the country, and I don't necessarily connect with them every single day. So it's been a great way to reach out to people and reconnect with people, especially extended family, second cousins, third cousins, and just get to talk to them a little bit more. And it may turn into just a great conversation, which is one of my favorite things about coaching, is just actually reconnecting with people. Even if they don't end up becoming a client or need my services as a coach, it's been so fun to reconnect with people. But oftentimes I am able to tell them what I'm doing now, and I am able to get out the word. And they may not have known, because not everybody is as active on Facebook. So even if I'm posting continuously, they may not see it because they may not get on all the time. So everybody has a birthday, every single one of us. So it's a great way to reach out to people and follow up with them.
And I think it's also I think what makes a birthday is when a lot of people are sort of evaluating their lives at that point, and they're realizing, oh my goodness, maybe in their mind they're getting older, and they're, maybe they're having some anxieties about their health. So, that's another, like you said, it's like we talk about follow-up Friday and payday. Birthday time, is just another really great time because people are more reflective and they're thinking about their year and how it's been. So it could be a trigger for them that, maybe this is the right time to get started. So that's
right.
a little tidbit.
And they might be ready to give themselves a birthday present, right? And what better birthday present than the gift of health?
For sure. That's awesome.
And then also you can just invite, another way to follow up with people is just to invite them to events. So if you're going on a hike, if you're going to a coffee, if you're hosting a healthy happy hour, if you're running a 5K, you can just invite people to all of these things. I invite at least 50 people every time there's an event. And I just keep inviting them. And they may be people I've spoken with before, or maybe who have asked me a question or liked my pictures or commented on my pictures. But I just keep loving on them and keep inviting them to things, because I know that I was that person who was interested and who it took a while to reach out, right? So I was really fortunate that my coach kept inviting me to things, because eventually I did show up, and this program changed my life all the way around. So I remember that, and I always invite people to everything. Okay, so now we're going to talk a little bit about structural coaching and how we focus on supporting our clients. We want to set up our clients for success. So it starts with that first explore call. And have we secured a strong why? So this is something that I really struggled with in the beginning. When I first started coaching, I knew my why so strongly when I first started as a client that I never really thought that it might actually take some talking and some digging to get into people's their whys. Not everybody is as certain as what this would mean for them. And they may only be thinking about it in terms of like, oh, it'd be nice to get into a size 6. But what would that mean for them? What would that feel like for them? Is a size 6 something they haven't been since before babies? Do they not feel like themselves right now? Do they just feel like, they're in another person's body? And how does that feel for them every single day? So when we get on that explore call, one of the biggest things we're trying to do is really secure a why. Because if somebody has a strong why, they're going to be intrinsically motivated to do program and do well in program. If it's just, if they don't have a strong why, it's really easy to fall off. And I've found that a lot with different clients over this past year. That why and how strong it is makes all of the difference. So I am really focused now when I do explore calls to really focus on that why. And it was something I struggled with when I was a baby coach, right? It was easy just to tell them the how without first getting to that why. But now that I'm digging in deeper, I'm finding that people are getting more connected to our internal support system and to our bio network, and they're really having better success. And when they're struggling, they know what to do. And so that why has really been a big thing for me especially the past few months. I've gotten much more in tune with that. Did you take a health assessment on them? So we've talked a lot about this and how we take notes. And if we're aiming to get to executive director, we're talking to a lot of people all the time. And I just don't know anybody, except maybe somebody that has a photographic memory. And I don't think there's that many people out there that do, that can really remember everything. You see it all the time with parents. We call our kids different names. It's so easy to just have so much going on in your mind. This is the way we keep track of everything. And how awesome is it when like you call your coach and they remember something you told them, right? Like that makes you realize how much they care about you as an individual, you as a person, and how much they're, motivated with you on your journey, and that they're actually walking alongside of you on your journey. That's the point of having the coach. Did you explain to them what coaching was going to look like during the explore call? I actually say that in every single explore call. This is what coaching will look like. I want them to know that I'm not just selling them a program. I am not a salesperson. I did not get into this to be a salesperson. I got into this to help people with their journeys and to help myself to stay on my journey. So I really explain that coaching is going to be something where I'm checking in with them every week. I'm there to support them, to guide them, to point them in the right direction if they need, additional support with our bio network. That they're going to get on an a celebration call with my coach, so that they have, it's more than just me. We have an actual team we team coach, right? And we team support. So I tell them that in the very first call. I also ask them if, they have a friend or a family member that might want to join program with them, because if we have accountability partners, right, with all of these boot camps and everything, we have accountability partners. We do better when we have somebody to account to. That's why coaches are 5 times more likely to keep their weight off. We have built-in accountability partners with all of our clients. Did they do a well-being evaluation? So a lot of people don't always do these, but they're really a great way to see where you're at. It's like taking your blood work before you start something and having a baseline. Like, where was I before I started program? And then once they're midway through program, if you do another one, they can see how they've improved. And that can be really motivating and encouraging to people. Did you send your new client a welcome email? Right? So is there a space they can go to in their email where they have their logins, where they have your information, where they have those first 5 attachments that you've sent them, like their Optavia Quick Start Guide, the dining out guide, the condiments and fats list, the expanded one, and then also the vegetarian guide, where it's, do they have access to all that? And is it in one spot? Have you sent them that email? And then are you calling them, or are they calling you when their program arrives? So this is a big one too. I think a lot of times we want to do everything for our clients because we already know the do, right? We already know how to do everything. But we really want to make them accountable from the very beginning for their own program, because only they can do this program. We can't do it for them. So they should be calling you when their program arrives, because you would have sent them an email and a follow-up text at this point. So they should know that they're supposed to contact you when their program arrives. So you want to be sure that you're putting all that information out there for them so that they know exactly what to do and that they know to call you so that you can do a night before call when their program arrives.
Absolutely. All right. So I'm going to share with you how to assist and coach your clients into a strong fat burn. This is really vital and this is key. And this is definitely going to be the first goal with your new client is this fat burn. So, and this is probably where you're going to, have to put in more of that time, but what you'll get back from this amount of time will be tremendous. Because if we can get them into a strong fat burn, they're going to actually see and feel what we are shooting for and what we saw and felt as clients. So this is a very important step. Okay. All right. So they should have received their kit. They should have connected with you to set up the night before call. I believe now we're calling that the journey kickoff call. So, so you're going to set up a time to do that. Let them know that call is designed to be more of a question answer, because at this point, they should have also been given the night before video. And if you don't have that, again, connect with your mentor. And you're going to have their health assessment out and be looking at that and look at, again, you want to remind them of their why and what they're looking at and how this is going to change their lives. Because a lot of people are having, you have different personalities, and some people are really excited to get started, and some people are really scared and anxious. So that's a really good time to, listen to them, listen to their anxieties, or share in that excitement, and then provide support. They should have their startup folder that came with their kit, have the Optavia guide handy, again, 24/7. I just let them know that's their new Bible. It's their kitchen Bible. They can, carry it with them in their purse if they want to. They can also, for $4, you can buy the dining out guide. So that's another really great tool for them to have, because not everybody is electronic. And I think for some people, it really intimidates them. Some of them, possibly I know my generation kind of struggles with it. And I definitely know our older population is not quite strong in it yet. So having that Optavia guide and or the dining out guide handy with them can be a really strong reassurance when they go out. Remind them that they're going to weigh in the next day, take their measurements, and then take their photo and send that to you as well. Not everybody is officially strong or really prepared to send that photo, but as they're going along and you're having those celebration calls, you might see if they, are ready to send it after they've taken their updated picture. And then remind them on that day that will be their weigh-in day with you, so that they can take responsibility for sending you on that day each week their weight. Don't wait for, we don't want them to wait for us to reach out to them. This is a part of their journey, is to weigh in every day, every weigh-in day at that time, and send you that measurement. You're going to have the well-being, the well-being evaluation as well. It's just moving at me. Crazy. Okay. And then talk daily for the first 4 days. Again, no longer than 5 minutes. And why is that? Because we want everybody to know that they have time to be coaches. Okay? Don't make these long, drawn-out 20-minute conversations where they list in full detail their entire day. Just ask those basic questions. Are they eating every 2 to 3 hours? Are they getting their water in? Are they weighing their lean and measuring their green, and then utilizing the guide that they have? Okay. All right. All right. All right. And then you want to continue to communicate with them and assist them on what to expect those first 4 days. This will, again, it sets them up for success. So you will be hip to hip, like Lisa mentioned, walking them through those first 4 days. You'll hand feed them daily text days 1 through 8. And if you don't have those are also in the coach answers, so that they are updated for Optavia. And this will allow your coaching time to be a lot more personal. And again, it's just that morning reminder that they have to get them going and really get them focused and set the day up for success. Set up a time for each next day's calls. I usually do that. I try to even get as many as I can on that the journey kickoff call. Hey, let's go ahead and set up your first 4 days of calls, and that lets them know, again, that this is what to expect. It's part of their journey and it's part of their program. And then put those reminders in your schedule or your calendar. Those are important. You don't want to schedule it and then not make the call. They probably wouldn't. They would probably understand, but again, we want them to feel very valued and that you really are there to take care of them. So those calls are important. And then, as Lisa mentioned, then you'll move to weekly check-in day. They start on Monday. After that 4th day, you will set up, if they are no longer requiring, hopefully by then they're in a strong fat burn and they're not needing as much hand holding. So you'll set up a time to have their celebration call or Zoom with a mentor or member of your team, and let them know at that time they'll be meeting the rest of their support team as well to celebrate with them. Those are fun calls to have.
Those are the best calls.
So here we are. Now we'll segue into what are these calls? Right.
So what do our weekly celebration calls or our weekly check-in calls look like, and what are our goals for those calls? So remember, as we're coaching, we really want to get to know our clients, and for so many different reasons. I find the more I know about a client, if I have a client who's maybe struggling on plan, but is scared to tell me or scared to reach out, and maybe they're not responsive to my weekly check-ins, if I know stuff about them and I start asking, sorry, Mary, a call came in. If I know more things about them than just maybe how much weight they want to lose, so if I know that they have children or they have interest in different things, I might start reaching out regarding that if they've stopped responding to me. And it's funny how if I stop asking about how they're doing on program and I just start asking about them, how much more response I get. So on our weekly check-ins, our weekly celebration calls, we want to find out more about our clients. So I make it a goal to find out 2 to 3 new things about them. Obviously, if they've had a really good weight loss or they've had a milestone like getting into a pair of pants they've been trying to get into, we're going to celebrate that milestone and that victory. I try to take the focus off the scale from day one. I mean, I let them know weigh in only once a week, but make sure to take your measurements and try on a pair of pants that you've been trying to get back into. I really want to take their focus off of this scale and focus more on their non-scale victories, because those victories are really more tied into their why. The weight on the scale is just a number, and sometimes it moves quickly and sometimes it doesn't. So we really want to be able to help them celebrate other things than just weight loss. During those weekly celebration calls, I ask if anybody else has noticed their progress, because it's a lot of fun when people start coming up to you and noticing how well you're doing and how good you look. And I write down those names if they've mentioned names specifically. And because I start thinking about maybe those are going to be their first clients. Maybe they're going to be referrals to me, but maybe these are the people when we start talking about coaching more, that I'm going to mention to them that they might be able to, help coach as their first clients. I'm going to ask for referrals, and remind them that I'm open and welcome to referrals. I think especially for me, since I work full time and, I am a single parent, and they all know that at this point, that they're scared to refer people to me because they think I just don't have time. But I always let them know that I'm open to all referrals as to how much I love this, but that also that they can coach them and how easy it is and how beneficial it would be to them in their own program. So, but I do still, ask for those referrals. And then I like to find out every week what habit they might want to work on that week. What they might be struggling with, or what they might want to focus in on more. So, and based off that answer is how we integrate them into our bio network. So if they have like something specific, like maybe they, what is a bio network? So the bio network is just all of our layers of support. It's a fancy word for our layers of support. So it's getting on, healthy habits on Facebook and maybe posting a question there, or searching there if you're looking for an answer. It's our book, it's our Habits of Health book. It's our workbook. It's local trainings, the different calls that are available to us. We have so many great tools available to us as clients and as coaches. But as clients, we have, the Wednesday night calls. We have the client appreciation calls. The Wednesday night habit calls are excellent. They're 30 minutes. You call in, they focus on a habit, and you just listen. And it's a great way, especially for people who are maybe scared to open the book, and really get into it. It's a great way to really ease them into that. So when I am doing these check-ins, I really try to focus on something new, especially if they're struggling with something. But even if they're not struggling with something, then introducing something new that they can start working on or learning this week. So those are the basic components of that call. And I'm really, really focused, especially now that I've been doing this for some time. I want my clients to feel comfortable with all of their layers of support. This is what's so great about this program. It's not just me and them. It's a whole community of people that can help them. And it's a whole community of people where they can get support and answers. And then it helps them know that if, like as Mary mentioned, we want to make sure that everybody knows that everybody can coach. Everybody has time to coach. And we have time to coach because we have so many layers of support. It's team efforts. It's not just us as individuals. And that's how we make sure that they know that they have that time to coach. Oh, we're already at week before action steps, Mary.
Oh my.
That went really fast. Oh, okay.
Lots of time for questions and answers. All right, let's go over the action steps for the week. Okay. All right, so you want to be sure and watch the additional training videos that have been posted this week. There's been some really good ones. Again, if you haven't seen the one that is the tool on how to utilize the health assessment form and the new forms that came out, that's really good. And just how to set up that section of your binder is really good, is very, very good. Right now, you want to start setting up your tracker system, have a health assessment on all the clients and all the people you've done a full share with. And decide on a day and hours for your client's check-in day. Again, keep those as rocks in your schedule. Those are really important because staying connected with those clients beyond that first week is really important. And the way that these new forms are set up, you even have reminders on there. So you're going to check in for the first 4 days. You're going to check in. You're going to have that celebration call on their day 8, their weigh-in day. And at that time, you're going to remind them that you're going to check in twice the week. So you'll check in twice for week 2, and then you'll check in weekly for weeks 3 and 4. And then at that point, you'll probably check in weekly if they're continuing to move beyond that and they're continuing to see progress. And then again, you'll put Optavia Coach Answers and daily video text and a handy location. I keep mine on my home screen for easy access. And you can have those on your desktop as well if you're using your computer at home. You want to start 1 to 2 new clients this week. Coach your new clients into a strong fat burn this week. Do 1 to 2 client story calls with someone in your support team. Clean up any messy coaching habits. Continue to add to your candidate list. And that contact list should be, again, in the front of your binder. And it's dynamic, it's constantly changing. You're crossing out, you're adding people to your active client, your new clients. Reach out and start 10 new conversations this week. Interact on your bootcamp team Facebook page. And join our next Zoom.
Yay.
Be ready. All right. I will, if you would like to ask questions, you just want to go ahead and unmute yourself and then feel free to ask anything. Melody has done a really great job of posting some fantastic links in the chat section. I'm going to,
I want to see what that new coaching checklist looks like in that link.
okay.
I wonder if we can go to it and then screen share so everybody can see it.
All right.
Because we did look hard yesterday and we could only find the TSFL one.
Oh, I have this. Okay. Yes, I do.
Oh.
There we go. I do have that.
Voice.
Yeah. Okay.
Voice.
Oh, perfect. It even has a place to do the to keep track of their 3-way calls. That's great.
Yeah. Oh, you hadn't seen that one before?
No, I hadn't seen that one before. I still have just the old one.
Right. That one is really good.
Yeah, it's a much more, it looks cleaner and more streamlined. And I find that with all the new forms, they're just a lot cleaner. They're definitely an upgrade from the previous forms.
Okay. All right. What we are going to post the action steps in the September Go ED Strong Bootcamp following the presentation, and I'll also post the training so you can tag your coaches, or if you'd like to see any other pieces of this.
Mary.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Hi. Hey, Paige is asking what's the bio network? She asked that in the chat.
Okay. Lisa?
Sure. So the bio network is just a fancy term for all of our different layers of support. So it's like our Facebook private groups like Healthy Habits. It's Dr. A's book. It's Dr. A's workbook. It's local events. I think they're like field trainings, basically local events that we host. Healthy happy hours. It's also the calls, like maybe inviting them to speak on a client appreciation call, or, tagging them on the weekly call, that the Habits of Health call. So it's just all of our different layers of support.
Very cool. Thank you.
I wanted to add one thing. You guys, next week, Wednesday is National Optimal Health Day. And for me, all I'm doing is I'm going to my local spot where I do my National Optimal Health Day, which is actually just at a restaurant. It's actually around a lake, and there's a little hike that you can do. There's a dog park. So just, you don't have to have it at your house if you're worried about your house is too small, your house is too messy, you don't want all those people over. Go and just create an event. And then if you find somewhere that you can just do the presentation, check with, maybe there's a restaurant that will allow you to use their room. And it's as simple as, I think most people have like an extra, like 22-inch TV or something in the garage that's kind of portable. That's what I'm bringing over. And then you just need a HDMI cord or something to hook up to your computer, and you can do the broadcast. And Dr. A will be speaking at 6 o'clock. So you just go on there, just bring people together. A park's really a fun place because they, just tell them to bring a picnic lunch and have their kids come and keep it like fun. So it's not so rigid, but just go have a hike, just get together. That's all you need to do. and just, I mean, show people how much fun we actually have, and they'll want to come on board. And if you can arrange it and invite more coaches and clients, it's not just you talking. You have other people around you. So, and if anybody's in Beach, I have an event going on at 4:00 on Wednesday.
So where can I find out more information about that, and what time zone? 6 p.m. is Dr. A speaking and that sort of thing?
6 p.m. will be all time zones because he'll have it done. So it won't, so nobody's going to be doing a presentation at 8 p.m. at night, when people are going to bed, because it is a Wednesday. So you'll have access. It'll be done right directly after the Habits of Health call. It will be right in the same direction and everything. So, but just find somebody, just make it fun. It's just getting out of your comfort zone and getting together with other people, and just having fun and sharing health and getting to know people. So don't make it more complicated than it is.
Right.
Okay. Something I'm realizing is I don't think I'm very well tapped in, and because I'm hearing a lot of things that I don't know. Sorry about that. I got a call. What's the best way for me to get tapped in?
Go to TSFL Coach Connections.
Okay.
And that will have the health assessment on there. That'll have information about National Optimal Health Day. All the information with the links and everything is located in there. Ask questions in the boot camps. Ask questions in your coach support group. And whatever area you have clients in, ask if there's anybody in the area doing a National Optimal Health Day that you can hook your clients in the area up with. So don't be afraid. Mine's a public event, so anybody in the Huntington Beach, California area is welcome to come. Some people are having it at their houses, so you'll have to make connections with them. But don't wait until the last day. Talk about the value that they're going to receive from it and the community that's available. Because people don't, if you really look at it, since high school, you don't have those connections anymore, right? Everybody has their lives, they live, and they hide behind their Facebook, and they really don't have connections with anybody. And that doesn't mean that's not what they're craving. It means that they don't know how to access it. So connect people, and that brings a lot of value to their own personal lives. So just don't be afraid. Do it, even just do a healthy happy hour at a restaurant. It's not a big deal. All restaurants usually have like a back room or something, and just get together.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I have a question. How do I, on the client, the calls that they have on Wednesdays, appreciation call, who do I need to, if I have a client that I would like to celebrate their progress, how do I get connected? Who would I contact for that?
You go into the file section for the client appreciation that is in structural tension, and you have to get access from Amanda to edit that document. You can sign up for one of those days. You can look who is signed up for that day and ask a client to be on that call to celebrate them.
And there's an outline on there for them to kind of guide them.
Yeah. All you're going to do on those calls is just basically go over the habit of health for the week, and then just have 2 clients on there, and then just find out what their story is, and then they share, and then leave time for questions at the end. It's done on the conference call that we do all of August Madness and stuff on, and so you'll get the access to learn how to record that yourself, mute the people, unmute. It's real simple. So you can do it anywhere. Just try to do it somewhere quiet, like not at a restaurant, because a lot of background noise will be picked up on there.
Okay, great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Does anyone else have questions? Awesome. Great boot camp. Thank you guys for joining us this morning. And thank you, Lisa. You are awesome. You're amazing. Come here.
Mary, we had fun.
It was fun. We did. This was great. if you're not doing these, reach out and let people know, because these are such a great way to really reinforce the systems. And again, it's all about reinforcing those habits. So, all right.
Oh, and don't forget to connect
finding that
to
out.
your accountability partners.
That's right. Reach out to your APs this week, okay, guys? And have a wonderful rest of the weekend.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.